I'm UngarToTheMax coming at you with today's episode of the Sports Room Talk Show. A salute to you. Now, before we get going, if you haven't done so already, make sure you punch that subscribe button like a UFC fighter, hit that like button with the Judas effect, courtesy of Chris Jericho, and hit the notification bell with the Superman punch, courtesy of the head of the table and the tribal chief, and still your undisputed WWE Universal Heavyweight Champion, Roman Reigns. He defeated Cody Rhodes in the main event of WrestleMania 39 in Los Angeles. So, he is still your undisputed WWE Champion. But, let's get into today's video now, shall we? Beginning last night through Saturday, so basically this entire week, except for Thursday and Friday, it is Cleveland versus New York. Why do I say that? Well, because last night through Wednesday afternoon, the New York Yankees are in town to take on the Cleveland Guardians. Now, before this 3-game series between the Yankees and Guardians got underway, I predicted that the Yankees would sweep the Guardians. I just felt like the Guardians were dealing with some pitching injuries, and that would hurt them against the Yankees. Aaron Civale is injured, and so is Tristan McKenzie. And we know what type of bats the Yankees have in Giancarlo Stanton, Aaron Judge, and others. So I thought that would overwhelm the Guardians and allow the Yankees to sweep them. And also the Yankees have Garrett Cole and some other nice pitchers. And the Guardians don't. But the Guardians must have somehow heard that I said that and wanted to prove me wrong. Because they went out and defeated the Yankees last night 3-2. However, I'm still predicting that the Yankees are going to win these next 2 games and win the series 2-1, and then when the two teams hook up later in the season, I believe it's in early May. Let me look at the schedule so I know I'm getting the information correct. So give me a sec. Here, I'll give you the Jeopardy music while I pull this up. Do 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 do. All right. We're back. That was your brief commercial break. But I've got it now. So, like I said, the Yankees are playing the Guardians. Last night was the start of the series, and they'll finish up on Wednesday. And then the two teams will play each other again May 1st through May 3rd in the Bronx. I think the Yankees are going to sweep the Guardians in that series. So New York will win the series 5-1. That is my prediction. Tonight, you've got, for the pitching matchup, you've got Garrett Cole going against Gaddis. I believe his name is Hunter Gaddis. Let me check on that. Yes, it is Hunter Gaddis. So, I think Garrett Cole against Hunter Gaddis. That is Garrett Cole all day. And then tomorrow, you've got Schmidt going against, not sure for the Guardians. So, I think the Yankees, like I said, I think the Yankees are going to win the series 2-1, and they'll win the overall series against the Guardians 5-1. But, that's just the appetizer. The main event, I'm sorry, I said that wrong. The main event of the evening, that was my Bruce Buffer impression, will be Saturday night at Rocket Mortgage FieldHouse. Because for the first time since 2018, when LeBron James dragged the team to the NBA Finals, where they promptly got swept by the Golden State Warriors, the Cleveland Cavaliers are in the NBA playoffs. And they will be taking on Mitchell Robinson, Emmanuel Quickley, Quentin Grimes, Isaiah Hartenstein, Julius Randle, Jalen Brunson, and the New York Knicks. Big shout out and salute to my guy Gangrene David. He is a big time New York Knicks and New York Jets fan. I've done a couple YouTube video collaborations with him to preview Jets-Browns games in the past. I'll put links to both of those videos in the description of this video. But want to shout you out because I know you are a big-time Knicks fan, so I know you'll be heavily invested in this series. I'm pretty sure you said you're going to Game 4 at Madison Square Garden. I am most likely going to Game 1 on Saturday here in Cleveland at Rocket Mortgage FieldHouse, so that's pretty cool that we're both doing that. But, yeah, so with this series, the winner is going to face the winner of the Milwaukee Bucks Toronto Raptors series. Now, notice that I already put the Raptors in there, and that's because of this. I am predicting that tonight the Miami Heat will defeat the Atlanta Hawks. That will send the Atlanta Hawks into the game that will determine who the number 8 seed is that goes up against the Milwaukee Bucks. The Hawks will await the winner of tomorrow night's game between the Toronto Raptors and the Chicago Bulls. I think the Raptors will win that game, and they will face the Hawks in Atlanta. I've got the Raptors winning that, and then Toronto will go on to face Milwaukee. So, like I said, the winner of the Knicks Cavaliers series will face the winner of the Raptors Bucks series. And then the other matchups in the East, you've got the Philadelphia 76ers taking on the Brooklyn Nets. And then you've got the Boston Celtics taking on the Miami Heat. Again, it's because I'm picking Miami to win tonight. And then in the Western Conference, it will be the Denver Nuggets taking on the New Orleans Pelicans. I'll get to that in a minute. You've got the Memphis Grizzlies taking on the Los Angeles Lakers. I think that is because the Lakers will defeat the Timberwolves tonight. I think it could be somewhat of a blowout, actually. I have zero faith in the Minnesota Timberwolves, even though they have Karl Anthony Towns and Anthony Edwards. The Lakers are playing fantastic since they made that massive trade to bring in Malik Beasley, Jared Vanderbilt, and D'Angelo Russell. And LeBron and Anthony Davis, I think, are just going to overwhelm the Timberwolves. That will send the Timberwolves into the game that will determine who the number 8 seed is, and they will play the winner of the Pelicans Thunder game, which I think the Thunder will give the Pelicans a run for their money, but I think New Orleans will ultimately win that game. And then I think New Orleans will go into Minnesota and beat the Timberwolves. And let me just say this about the Timberwolves. If it were me, I would have suspended Rudy Gobert for not 1, not 2, but 3 games. Yeah. I get it. They sent him home for the second half or whatever it was, and they suspended him for tonight's game against the Lakers. And that seems like a decent punishment, but I would have given him a little bit stronger of a punishment and given him 3 games, meaning he would have missed tonight's game against the Lakers. I believe it would be Thursday night's game or Friday. I think it's Friday. No, it's Thursday. It's Thursday. My mistake. Actually, let me just look so I know I'm getting the information correct. Let me look on my ESPN app here so I know I'm getting the information right. Okay, so tonight we have the 7th place playing games. Okay, Friday are the 2 8th seed games. Okay, so let me rephrase that. I would have suspended Rudy Gobert for tonight's game against the Lakers. He would have been suspended for Friday's game against the Pelicans, and then I would have suspended him for either game 1 against the Nuggets or the first game of the 2023-2024 regular season, whichever game served as the third game. That might seem like a harsh suspension, and I get it, but it's just how I feel. I think when Draymond Green punched Jordan Poole and that video got leaked, he shouldn't have been allowed at ring night. He should have been suspended for a game or two, I think. But again, you can't change the past, so what are you going to do? So yeah, those are my playoff predictions. I've got Nuggets Pelicans, I've got Grizzlies Lakers, I've got Kings Warriors. That series is already set. Suns Clippers, again, that series is already set. And then on the East, I've got Bucks Raptors, Celtics Heat, 76ers Nets. That series is already set. And then Knicks Cavaliers. Or I'm sorry, I flipped that. Cavaliers Knicks. It's important. At least to me, that's important to say it correctly. Anyway, so yeah. Like I said, it's New York versus Cleveland all week long because tonight, or beginning last night through Wednesday afternoon, the Yankees are in town taking on the Guardians. And then on Saturday, round 1, game 1. Knicks Cavaliers at Rocket Mortgage FieldHouse. Winner moves on to take on the winner of the Bucks Raptors series, which I think the Bucks are going to win that series. Ultimately, I think we are going to get a rematch of the 2021 NBA Finals because I've got the Bucks taking on the Phoenix Suns, and that would be normally, I don't really like seeing repeat NBA Finals because I'm a guy that likes parity and seeing different matchups. But in this case, I would be totally fine with seeing round 2 between the Bucks and Suns. First of all, you would have Kevin Durant against Giannis Antetokounmpo. How would that be bad? I'll tell you how. It would not. You have the rematch between Mike Budenholzer and Monty Williams. What kind of adjustments would Monty Williams make? What kind of adjustments would Monty Williams make? For example, how about not leaving DeAndre Ayton on an island against arguably the best player in the NBA, Giannis Antetokounmpo? I say arguably because I think you could make a case Kevin Durant is still number 1. But I will give the slight edge to Giannis. But I will say this. Until Giannis dropped his 50-point game in Game 6 of the 2021 NBA Finals, I actually had Chris Middleton as the favorite to win Finals MVP back in 2021. Which I think I heard recently Chris Middleton is dealing with an injury. So that could hurt the Bucks on their path to possibly winning their second championship in 3 years. So we shall see. But as for why I'm wearing Tampa Bay Lightning stuff, switching gears a little bit. The Lightning are playing host to the Toronto Maple Leafs tonight in a preview of what's to be a first-round matchup in the Eastern Conference Stanley Cup playoffs. The Lightning have been to the Stanley Cup final in the past 3 years, winning 2 of them. They won in 2021 and in 2020. They lost last year to the Colorado Avalanche. And the Toronto Maple Leafs, I don't know the last time they even made it. They made it out of the first round. And that's what's been following them for years. So we're going to get a preview of it tonight. Last year they met in the first round as well. And the Lightning took them out in 7 games. If I had to make a prediction right now, I would say Tampa Bay is going to take out Toronto again. But it won't be in 7 games this time. I think Tampa Bay beats Toronto in 6. And I will say this. Even though the Boston Bruins have had this historic season, they have the most wins in a single season in NHL history. And they're poised to break the record for the most points in a single season in NHL history. They're going to win the President's Trophy. Actually, they already did. Guess what? When you win the President's Trophy, you don't usually win the Stanley Cup. The only team that I can think of that has done that recently is the 2013 Chicago Blackhawks. So, I think the President's Trophy curse will hit the Boston Bruins, and I think it will happen in round 2 when they face Braden Point, Nikita Kucherov, Victor Hedman, and the Tampa Bay Lightning. I've got the Lightning going back to the Eastern Conference Finals, where they will take on I could see them taking on the New Jersey Devils, actually. It's going to be either the New Jersey Devils or the Carolina Hurricanes. No disrespect to the New York Rangers, but I just think the Hurricanes and Devils are a little bit better than the Rangers. But that is a first-round series that I want to see. I want to see the Battle of the Hudson. New Jersey Devils versus New York Rangers. I know they've met in the playoffs in the past, and from what I've seen, those series were fantastic. I want to see it. Hopefully, if they do meet, it will be better than the Battle of Alberta and the Battle of Florida. Because last year we got both of those. The Battle of Alberta, it only went 5 games. Edmonton won. And the Lightning swept the Panthers in the Battle of Florida. Blech. It was the Battle of Alberta. Calgary versus Edmonton. That's one of the most historic rivalries in the NHL. And it only went 5 games? No. That's not how it should work. That should have been a 7-game series. So Calgary, I blame you. And then Florida, I blame you because, again, you got swept by the Lightning in the Battle of Florida. So, Flames, Panthers, I blame both of you. But I give credit to the Oilers and Lightning for taking care of business. But that's going to do it for today's episode of the Sports Room Talk Show. Again, if you haven't done so already, make sure you punch that subscribe button like a UFC fighter. Hit that like button with the Judas Effect courtesy of Chris Jericho. And punch that notification bell with the Superman punch courtesy of the head of the table, the Tribal Chief, and still your undisputed WWE Universal Heavyweight Champion, Roman Reigns.